All right, guys. In today's video, I have Michael back, a health insurance expert here in the Philippines. He's been selling insurance here for quite a while, and we have him back on. We're going to talk about kind of what to expect in the Philippines if some kind of medical emergency does happen and you need treatment without insurance, and then the benefits of having insurance and how much easier that can go for you. So, Michael, thanks for coming back on the channel. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, you're welcome. How long have you been selling insurance now in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, about 3.5 years.
3.5,
but I have a 43-year career in the business.
So a lot of experience and knowledge with you. Now, with a lot of people, when they come out to the Philippines, if they have some kind of a medical emergency, and I know I can speak with my own experience, but all right, so it's kind of a mixed grab bag of what can happen here in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, I've heard everything. I've heard everything.
Yeah. Now, but for the most part, if you need treatment, you go in. A lot of times they want payment before they even start to work on you. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and half the time their credit card machine doesn't work.
Right. So if you don't have cash on hand, then you're in trouble.
Yeah. I suggest you bring 50,000 in your back pocket just in case.
Right. And that's the
or
hard
have
part.
Insurance. That you could always have insurance. That works too.
Exactly. And so I had a friend. I'll just give a quick story. He got into a bad motorcycle accident in Cebu, and after his credit card ran out, he was waiting for his mom to send him some money. And in the meantime, since bills were starting to accrue back up again, they took him off the pain medication and they wheeled him into the hallway, and there he sat in pain, waiting for his mom to send money. So they
are ruthless. They're ruthless.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with the compassionate West here. It's a different story.
It's totally different. Yeah. Now, if you have insurance, we'll put all your contact information down below so they can get hold of you to get a quote and everything. But if they have insurance, how does that process go if you're here in the Philippines? How does that work?
If you're conscious, your first call is, of course, to the ambulance, but your next call is to me in my office, and somebody will be there. I guarantee you. I've been up at 2 a.m. on occasion, just making sure everything's okay. But then I start the wheels rolling. Our office advises the liaison officer that's in charge of the particular hospital you're headed for. Then my RN on staff will contact the front desk at the hospital, advise them that our client's on the way, get all the ducks in order, so everything is as seamless as it could be in the Philippines.
So it can be a much better experience. And I know the one time my buddy went into the hospital, it was almost like an a la carte. Like they brought out this list and they're like, okay, this room is a room full of patients, and this one is you share, and this one is a private suite.
Semi-private and private. Those are the three versions.
Right.
Typically, when they see an expat checking in, they'll shuffle you, or they'll tell you private's the only available, just so you know. That's what I've been hearing.
Right. So if you have insurance, then what could you expect your insurance to cover? Are they only going to cover at a certain...
Well, the private plan will cover private. The semi-private plan will cover semi-private, and the ward plan will cover ward. But typically, when an expat checks in, they're going to shuffle you into a private. They'll tell you that's all that's available, and you'll have to pay the difference.
So they're automatically. It's really a business. They're really trying to put you into the more expensive. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard so many stories. I mean, I'm not accusing every hospital of this, but it just tends to be the way it works.
Right. Okay. So different levels that you can select and different prices, of course. Now, I know you were telling me before this that there's some new changes that have come around
Yeah,
with the.
actually, major changes. The waiting period for pre-existing conditions is only 30 days now,
Wow, what was it before?
12 months.
Wow, so that's a
Yeah,
huge change.
but I'm going to predicate this because it seems to be commonly misunderstood. If you have declared pre-existing conditions, that is going to attract a extra premium,
Hmm.
or in some cases, a permanent exclusion. So it doesn't mean you could have a heart attack, call me, I get you insurance, and 30 days later, you can have open heart surgery on the house. It doesn't work that way. All right.
Okay, gotcha. Any other changes that have come about?
Well, the peso plan used to be limited to 1.5 million pesos. They've raised that to 5 million.
Okay, that's a big change as well.
Uh, and
So
5 million for open heart surgery at St. Luke's, that's about the tab.
now you had told on the last video, and if anybody hasn't seen the first video with Michael and myself, you can see it up above by clicking the video. But before, I think he had told me that, for example, if I feel more comfortable, maybe I want to go to Malaysia and get some kind of medical treatment because the costs are less, or maybe I feel more comfortable, or Thailand. Can it
Yeah,
cover
that's not
anything like
available
that?
with the peso plan. That's only available with the US dollar plan
Okay. So if you do select the US dollar plan, then you could go to another country to get some treatment.
for treatment. That's right.
Okay. So you could, because I know I had checked into prices on some different surgeries and things like that. And I found I was like, wow, Malaysia's like half the price of here.
Yeah, but why
And
do you want to save the insurance company money? I don't understand.
right. But some people just aren't real comfortable with some of the services here. But
Absolutely.
I know
Yeah.
they're a better hospital. Well, maybe they don't have the best heart treatment, and maybe they have much
Yeah, well,
better.
Manila Heart Center is rated, I think, number 3 in the world, so that's pretty good.
Wow. So they don't have to do the treatment right here. They can fly and go to one of the top notch ones in Makati. What is that? The
Yeah,
one
yeah,
there,
yeah. St. Luke's
St. Luke's. Yeah,
is the top one. Manila Heart Center is up there too. But you're right, a
yeah,
provincial hospital, it's a great place to go to die. But
right.
at least they'll they'll resuscitate you, get you in shape to travel to Makati, so you can get it
Right.
done. All right.
I always hear people, a lot of expats will say, you know what, if I ever do have a major emergency, I'll just fly back to my home country. Well, when my friend got into this motorcycle accident, they didn't let him travel to go back home
Of
for a
course not.
month.
Yeah, well,
So
6 months. 6 months. I've heard 6 months is typical.
right, so the plan of saying, well, I'll just fly back home and get my free
No,
medical in the UK, that doesn't fly if you've
no,
also had a major heart attack
no.
or something.
What you need is enough insurance to put you back together again, get you in
Hmm.
condition to get on the plane, and
Exactly.
you know, if they just put stents in to delay a open surgery, sure,
Hmm.
that works.
Right. There you go. Well, like my friend, like I said, he wasn't cleared to fly for another 4 to 6 weeks. And, he was trying to go back home, but no.
Yeah.
And they can kind of, I know they've changed some rules and stuff where they can't really hold you hostage in the hospital, but
Well, there is a law, but it's not followed.
exactly, because I've heard things as far as them not releasing a deceased
I hear it all the
person.
time.
Yeah. Now, does your health insurance cover anything like funeral or anything like that, or any?
Uh, Repatriation of remains is about it, but
That's
that's to
about
the
it. Okay.
Philippines. Okay.
To the Philippines. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. But it's pretty inexpensive to get cremated or to have a funeral here compared to the
Oh,
compared to the U.S.
that's
anyway. Yeah. Well, it's been very informative. I appreciate you coming on. I mean, I think the bottom line is that you just don't know what could happen. You could have a motorbike accident. You could have. I know several expats just recently who got dengue who were in the hospital a week,
yeah.
and the bill went quite high.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and us older guys, we can die from it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, young children and older guys, it's very serious. So Yeah, have the health insurance. How quickly do you have, what kind of a turnaround for a quote? If somebody messages you realistically, how quickly can you get a quote out to somebody usually?
Within the day.
Within the day. So, yeah.
Yeah,
And can they,
but that's
can
not
they,
a that's not an application. That applications
right.
take 10 business days on average.
Now, if somebody is planning on moving out here and they have a date and everything, can they get the insurance ahead of time? Start
No, they
something?
can't get it, but what they can do is they can fill out all the paperwork. We can get it
Okay.
all in order, and as soon as they land, they can put it in force.
Okay, perfect. So it is
But it's
something
just
they
the
can,
law here. It's the law.
right. So they can prepare and they can kind of get the ball rolling. And then when they land here, then they can,
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
okay, good deal. All right. Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it, guys. All his contact information is below. I think your preferred method, if the person has it, would be just like Facebook Messenger. So
Yeah.
your preferred?
That's the easiest. But my email address is fine too.
Okay, so we'll have his Facebook Messenger and email address listed down below, and also the pinned comment. Mention that you saw his video on my channel, and he'll help you out. So thank you again, Michael.
Thank you, Gio. Appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome.